Welcome to our video on how to optimize PEDro searching. The purpose of this video is to let you know about some of the most common errors that users of PEDro make and some strategies to make your searching more efficient. In this video, we assume you know the basics of how to operate the simple and advanced search interfaces on PEDro. If you are new to PEDro, we suggest that you watch our videos on how to perform a simple or advanced search by using the link to the left. The PEDro search help page can also be helpful, which you can access by clicking the link on the right. We decided to make this video after conducting a study analyzing all searches of PEDro over a 6-month period. This study identified a number of common errors and inefficiencies that users of PEDro make. If you would like to read the full study titled "What Searches Do Users Run on PEDro? An Analysis of 893,971 Search Commands over a 6-month period," it can be accessed by clicking this link. Because of this paper, we have amended the PEDro search pages by adding error messages that appear if a user is making one of the common errors. Let's start with the most common errors that users of PEDro make. These are the use of Boolean operators, brackets, and non-English words in the search fields. Boolean operators are the terms and, or, and not. And or are used to combine different search fields but are considered an error when they are typed into free text search fields in PEDro. Here's why. The free text search fields on PEDro operate by taking every term entered in the field and matching all the terms to the relevant section of the article. For example, if you are searching for research on the use of visual and auditory cue training for people with Parkinson's disease, you could enter the terms Parkinson asterisk and cue asterisk in the title field on the PEDro Advanced Search page. As all items entered into a search field are automatically combined with and, all articles containing both the words Parkinson and cue in their title will be returned. If, however, you enter the terms Parkinson and cue, this search will return only articles with Parkinson and cue in the title, so could potentially omit relevant articles that do not include the word and in their title. The and in this search merely serves to decrease the efficiency of the search and should be left out. PEDro is now set up to warn users when 2 or more Boolean operators are entered into the search field. If this happens, a pop-up box will appear to notify the user that Boolean operators are not recognized in PEDro. Brackets are another method used in conjunction with Boolean operators to perform complex search strategies on other databases. However, brackets are not required in PEDro and are considered to be errors. As such, any brackets placed into the search field are simply removed when the search is run. For example, the search multiple sclerosis or MS and aerobic, training or exercise, and fatigue is one of many searches run on PEDro that have used brackets. In this search, the user is attempting to gather all articles with either multiple sclerosis or MS, and aerobic training or aerobic exercise, and fatigue. However, as brackets and Boolean operators are not recognized in PEDro, what the user has actually searched for is multiple and sclerosis and or and MS and aerobic and training and or and exercise and fatigue. The point is that brackets cannot be used to define how search terms are combined on PEDro. Using brackets will only decrease the efficiency of your search, and therefore they should be omitted entirely. As with Boolean operators, if brackets are included in a free text field in a PEDro search, an error message will appear to prompt the user to remove the brackets. The final error is the use of non-English words. This is simply because PEDro is constructed in English, so non-English characters are not indexed. For example, searching for incontinencia in the abstract and title field of the PEDro Advanced Search will return no articles. In contrast, searching for incontinence in the abstract and title field returns over 600 articles. If users type any non-English characters into free text fields on PEDro, they will now receive an error message reminding them to use English terms. We will now move on to some strategies to improve the effectiveness of your searches. These include using more elements of your PICO question, the advanced search interface, truncation, and phrase searching. The first strategy we will discuss is formulating a PICO question to guide your search. PICO stands for Patient, Intervention, Comparator, and Outcome. For example, the most common PEDro search from our study was low back pain. This uses a single PICO element, the patient. If you enter low back pain in the abstract and title field of the PEDro Advanced Search page, it returns over 1,700 articles. This is an overwhelming number of articles. It is not possible to read this many articles. Using just one element from a PICO question was a common issue in our analysis of PEDro searches, with 55% of searches including no or one PICO elements, and patient being the most commonly used PICO element. In order to address this issue, you need to think more carefully about the question you want to ask. Asking a precise question will help to devise more search terms. So instead of just thinking about the type of patient, low back pain, a question that includes all of the PICO elements could be, in people with low back pain, does Pilates reduce disability compared to manual therapy? More detail on how to ask clinical questions using a PICO format is available by clicking this link to the PEDro How to Ask a Clinical Question in PICO Format video. The second strategy to improve your searching is to use the PEDro Advanced Search interface instead of the simple search interface. Our study evaluating PEDro searching revealed that only 26% of searches used the Advanced Search interface. When the Advanced Search interface was used, 40% of searches used a single search field, usually the abstract and title field. In other words, the Advanced Search was used like a simple search. The Advanced Search page consists of 13 different fields to specify your search strategy. These include free text fields searching the abstract and title, author, title only, and source, drop-down lists to specify the therapy, problem, body part, subdiscipline, topic, or research method, two fields involving dates, published since, and new records added since, plus the score at least field to specify the minimum PEDro score for clinical trials. It is easier to specify more elements of your PICO question using the Advanced Search interface. For our example PICO question, in people with low back pain, does Pilates reduce disability compared to manual therapy? Possible search terms could be body part, lumbar spine, sacroiliac joint and pelvis, and problem, pain, for the patient. Pilates in the title only field for the intervention. Therapy, stretching, mobilization, manipulation, massage to define the comparator. and disability in the abstract and title field for the outcome. A third strategy to improve your searches is the use of truncation. Truncation allows you to include all variants of a term. In PEDro, the truncation character is an asterisk. For example, exercise asterisk will include the terms exercise, exercises, and exercising. This is an example of truncation at the end of a word. But truncation can also be used at the start of a word. For example, asterisk feedback will include feedback plus biofeedback and myofeedback. The final strategy that could improve searching is the use of phrase searching. Phrase searching combines two or more terms into a single term and is done by placing double quotation marks around the words. This is useful when a specific term involves more than one word. For example, blood pressure. Phrase searching can also be useful if you are searching for the title of a specific article you wish to find. We have just demonstrated how to avoid some common errors in PEDro searching. These include using Boolean operators, brackets, and non-English characters in free text fields. Searching can be enhanced by using PEDro to ask your question, using the advanced search interface instead of the simple search interface, and by using truncation and phrase searching. We hope you have found this tutorial, How to Optimize PEDro Searching, useful. You can watch other videos about how to use PEDro using the link on the left. You can subscribe to the PEDro YouTube channel using the link on the right.